Well, hello everyone, and welcome to Hogarth's Global Astrology. Know your planets, know yourself, or know your nation, know yourself. Welcome, welcome, welcome. It's Friday Fry Up. Let me get the chat up on the sidebar. Oh, as you know, Fridays are usually a tennis day, and played a lot of singles again today. I am absolutely exhausted. I am absolutely exhausted. However, I did come back earlier today because I wanted to do some extra preparation for you guys. Is Libby and Sheila here? Already seeing. Look, someone says here, hi Libby and Sheila. What's that? Manitoba, California. Let me just go up higher in the chat. Oh, so we got more. Oh, ladies, are you here with me tonight? Ooh. Let's have a look. I'm looking for their I'm looking for their favicons. I'm looking for their people here. Good to know. E Holmes is here. Oh, here we are. Ah, yeah, there she is. So here is Libby. And where's Sheila? Where are you then, Sheila? You must be further up the chat. Where are you? I'm looking for the big hair on the on the doodah, on the on the picture. Lilith says DeSatan cannot run again for governor. He's already been twice. Ooh, that's good to know. That douchebag needs to I'm looking for Sheila. She must be way up the chat. I'm scrolling back through time, everybody. I can't see her. She must be here somewhere. All right. So tonight's going to be an interesting show tonight. I'm going to share some receipts tonight. Particularly about a certain oh crikey, what's her name? I can only remember now as the human printer. Yeah, do you remember? She's got that name. She's that assistant, yeah, to Duck L'Orange. So I'm going to play for you an older clip of when I read for her or read about her. I think it was 14th of August. Yeah, I think it was 14th of August. So I'll be bringing that in, and then a little chat about Dianne as well later on in the show. Natalie Harp, that's her name. I think what we're going to do is, oh, someone else is asking about Natalie Harp as well. So E Holmes, let's see. Trina's also asking about Natalie Harp, so I'll scribble those two, connect those two together. Fake elector scheme, Michigan, we're going to talk about. Pete Hegseth, Hog's Breath, as he's being called here. And then does Israel have compromise on Hakeem Jeffries? Oh, that's quite juicy, isn't it? Now, there should be something here from... here we are. We're going to start with Manuela Orchid, and we're going to look at Germany. Yeah, because as you know, I like to keep it international. So you guys know what's going on. Yeah, what's going on in the world. Let's just also welcome some more people who are here in the chat. What's this here? Christy says, has anyone besides me seen the Jason, how do I say that? Kielce commercial about wanting P for data centers. And then Libby Webb said, is Florida finally getting rid of DeSantis? Well, Lilith was saying that he has had 2 terms, so apparently he may have already timed out. Oh, you are joking. Look, someone's giving me a tennis tip. Is he? Oh, of course. Yeah, the US Open must have started already. Kathy says, Hoagie, Sinner out of the US Open. Carlos is back. Who will win? Oh, well, you know, you can't really bet too much against Alcaraz. Carlos is a wunderkid. He is, I think he's about 22 years old now. I think he's already got, 6 or 7 Grand Slams. He is astonishing. This kid is an absolute, he's a genius in the sense that he's a genius of tennis. Federer is a genius of tennis. Nadal, genius of tennis. Obviously, Djokovic, genius of tennis. Alcaraz is like a blend of all 3 of those tennis players together. He is just something else. Anyway, I'm scrolling back down. Let's just dive into the question. So Manuela asks, she says, "Dear Hoagie, my question today would be if the far-right party, the ADF, will win the vote that will be shortly in a few parts of Germany. That would be devastating," she says. Thank you so much from Munich, Germany. So again, short and sweet, lovely. Let's get my cards out and let's have a look-see. Now, the ADF, just so you know, guys, they're considered a more far-right party in Germany. They've got some ideas. They're not quite as radical as some of the cray-cray for Cocoa Puffs that you have in America. Oh, look, it's at the bottom of the deck. Oh, the devil, the devil. Let's see if the devil comes back. But nonetheless, they are onto the much further right of German politics, and I think they want to do things, obviously things to do with immigration, deport all the Muslims, all of that kind of stuff. Let's just see, let's just tune in. Let me get my other camera up and running, and let's dial in. Yeah, let's dial in. Will the ADF win the vote? And she says shortly in a few parts of Germany. So of course this isn't a general election. What we also need to remember is that the current chancellor, whose name just escapes me, is deeply unpopular. They're saying he's one of the most unpopular leaders ever. I want to say Gerhard Schröder, but I don't think it is him. I might have to, let me just, I've got to Google it. Let me just see. Sorry, un momento. Who is the Chancellor of Germany? Here we go. I should know his name off by heart. Friedrich Merz. That's his name. Friedrich Merz. Guy with the bald head. Anyway, let's have a look. Well, the ADF, now, of course, the ADF are supported by Elon. Oh God! You see how they all support each other. They all facilitate each other. They all oil each other's cogs. Trouble is with Merz, is that he is very much, again for entertainment purposes only. He is very much a Davos man. All right, let's see here. ADF. How will they do in Germany? Of course, if we get cards of success, then they'll do well. Terrible cards, maybe not. If we get in between cards, they might do moderately well. Let's have a look. ADF Germany. ADF Germany. Oh, here we go. Ah, well, look at this. Oh, okay, let me just slurp some liquid. This is interesting. I might have to pull some clarifiers on this Four of Swords. So let's zoom in the camera. Look who shows up. Now, this doesn't always have to be Duck L'Orange, but you know this is my Duck L'Orange card. But what this also talks as well is about, it can be, for me, the shadow of this card is the narcissist, but it's not just that. This can talk about attention, the spotlight. Yeah, I also associate these stars here with the spotlight, with being the center of attention. So what this tells me is, it tells me that the ADF are still getting a lot of attention, potential headlines, press interviews, etc. Within Germany. Obviously, I like to watch international news, but I'm not so au fait, of course, with everything going on in the world. But I try and keep a little eye on Germany from time to time because, of course, they're very much like a brother or sister country, really, to the UK. And what happens in Germany can also talk about the UK. So what this says here now, the shadow of this card for me, as you know, is the narcissist. Yeah, I know I've put these shadow connotations on this card, but as you see, we read on politics and it comes out so consistently when we're talking about Trump, when we're talking about narcissistic politicians, or politicians that are trying to put themselves front and center of all the action, which in general, the more kind of fascistic, or shall we say, the more parties that are more to the right, you know, there is a lot of this. And also as well, this does talk about politics. Remember, someone once unflatteringly said, but it nonetheless is true, said, politics is showbiz for ugly people. Hard to argue with that one, isn't it? Although it's a little bit harsh. I mean, there's one or two hotties showing up now in politics, but you know what I mean. You know, Friedrich Merz is not a handsome guy. Anyway, that doesn't matter. It's irrelevant. Yeah, the far right, yeah? They want the attention. They have the attention. They want to be center of attention. We look here. I don't know who their leader is. From what I understand, I thought she was a woman who's in a same-sex relationship. Oh, I think she's married to a woman, actually. And I think she lives in Switzerland. Correct me if I'm wrong. Let me just also correct the record on something. I misspoke when I was talking about royals falling, and I was talking about the Danish royal family. It came out as Denmark. It's supposed to be Norway. Yeah, Norway. Norwegian royal family as being having a hoo-ha. And I think I was just thinking of my Danish flatmate, Sina Jorgensen. So those of you who from way back in the day who are Danish, you will know that. You will know that kind of name. Anyway, back to the reading. We see here we've got the King of Wands. Yeah, we've got the King of Wands. And here you've got the little salamander. The Wand Suite, of course, talks about business. Yeah, business. So this may not necessarily, it could be, I'm getting the vibe that maybe there might be more male leaders up for these kind of more localized elections. They may also be talking about the economy as well. Yeah, I think this might be some of their shtick where they are making an impact. Yeah, remember wands is also the stick. The wands I also associate with business, entrepreneurship. So part of I think part of why they're getting so much attention is because of issues to do with the economy. And they may have some charismatic leaders or speakers. They could be male, they could even be female, who are talking passionately about the economy. I think Germany is in recession. Again, correct me if I'm wrong in the comments, but let's just say the German economy has not been doing so well. And I'm not going to be gloating about that because I want Europe to do well. I voted to remain. Yeah, I wasn't one of them Brexit type people who now regret their decision. But anyway, never mind. People seeing the light in the end. If we look here, we've got the Knight of Cups. Now, of course, you know that this is the cup, or this is, I call this the envoy. Yeah, the envoy. This is the seductive message. Yeah, the seductive message. So what this tells me is that here, the ADF, who have the spotlight, they're talking about the economy. This is the sense I get. And they're also coming with a very seductive message to the electorate. Yeah, they are saying, look, we can fix everything. Obviously, Merz is dreadful, which he seems to be. But again, I don't live in Germany. But my German friends do not seem to be happy with him. So their message is quite powerful. It's quite seductive. Here we also have the judgment card. So this is kind of like the wake-up call, the mea culpa. Yeah, let me have more liquid. The mea culpa. Yeah, it could be like, for example, if they win, this will be the judgment call on the Merz government. Yeah, or if they win, this is a wake-up call for all of Germany. And then if you look here, we get the Four of Pentacles, and this is a card about holding on, preserving something. So part of their message is preserve Deutschland. Yes, Deutschland is for Germans. Yeah, it's this kind of, we're going to hold on. Yeah, we're going to hold on to our identity, culture, you know, whatever the shtick is. I think they might do quite well. I'm not saying they're going to sweep the board, but I think they're going to have some wins, Manuela. Sorry, I know you don't want to hear that, but that's the sense that I'm getting. They've got a very powerful message, and people are feeling, oh, look at this. Look what's at the bottom of the deck. People are feeling financially insecure. It's because the German economy is not doing so well, yeah? The manufacturing, the energy costs. I think Germany doesn't have any nuclear power stations anymore. People are feeling poorer, and that always helps people on the right, yeah? So if we go back through those cards and let's find that Four of Pentacles, which is here. Yeah, look, people feeling strapped for cash. They want to hold on. They want to hold on to their culture, but most importantly is that they're feeling like they have less money, and this is a powerful message. Yeah, this is like the ADF are using it as a wake-up call. Yeah, and they're coming with a seductive message, talking about business and grabbing the spotlight. And they could even be being helped, yeah, by the Trump administration or Elon Musk and, you know, those other nefarious characters. Yeah, could even show that the candidates could also be have a narcissistic tendency, which they do tend to on the far right anyways. Pretty much baked in, isn't it? All right, let's scroll down and see who else is here in the chit chat. Yeah, Christy says the German chancellor's name is Fred Merz. Yeah, is that funny? Have I said something funny? Friedrich Merz is his name. Oh, what's this here? Oh, Libby's giving us some sense, 2 cents. Germany is in big trouble with the drought, and the main produce transport link is via the Rhine, barely down to a trickle. Oh my goodness, yes. They use the Rhine. They use the railways, but they use the Rhine to get goods and services in. Yeah, Europe has been in drought. You don't need me to tell you that. You've seen me for the last few weeks, absolutely sweating bullets when I've been doing live shows because it's been so hot. Yeah, and then Leslie says, whenever the economy is poor, that's when fascism becomes on the rise. This is true. This is true. And you can see it in the cards. You can see it in the cards. Is there weather warfare? Someone says, no, well, look, there is some things around that. I'm not going to say that weather isn't being altered, but this is global warming as well. Like in the UK, just to put it into perspective, we've had about 150 years at least of weather records. It never. Chris is a freshman, yeah. Oh, Fred Merz was a character in I Love Lucy. Oh, I see. Now I see. Yeah. Millionaire saying Fred Merz was a character on I Love Lucy. Oh, don't we love I Love Lucy? But yeah, it's in July we basically had no rain. There has never in about 150 years of scientific recorded records in the UK where it's gone a month in summer without any rain at all. So it's just astonishing. Libby's saying my niece lives in London and she filmed through her local park, looked like the Arizona desert. Yeah, so basically what happens in the UK, obviously the grass is normally green, then it goes a kind of brown, then it goes blonde, then it goes gray, and the gray color is the hard baked soil. We have a lot of clay in our soil in London. So when it dries out, it goes gray, and most of our fields are gray to blonde. So we've been getting a little diddle of rain here and there, but we need a good soaking, and it's still dry. Let's just see here. Chatwoodsworth says, I Love Lucy had Fred and Ethel Merton as the next door neighbors. Oh. What's this here? Carol says, concerning about UK Fedorov and Musk Russia connection, pushing for an election in Ukraine war time, and who would benefit Kremlin? Of course. What else could they do? They need to go for seduction. Do you remember when I was on the show just gone? I said, this was the Wednesday show, I said, Putinshka is going to go for seduction. Sometimes seduction is more powerful, you know. Honestly, they say the pen is mightier than the sword. Someone says, NASCAR, Hoagie, is there any way you can ship you an air conditioner to Sugarboo for real? Not joking. Well, they've all sold out here in the UK. Thankfully, it's getting cooler now. Oh my God. And then Libby's saying 7 of the last 10 years have been record years. Yeah, I could well believe. I'm getting my back window replaced in September, by the way, to get ready for the winter, because I think the winter's going to be a doozy. At the moment, we've got 949 of you here with me live. Thank you so much, everyone, for joining me. Much appreciated. Got some announcements coming up. Right, let's go into the next question. Let's see. Hog's breath. Natalie Harp, we'll leave for later. It's quite juicy. Oh, let's take a look at this. This is a good question. So Elisa Cornish, I think you might be a new questioner. Not seen you before, and let's might have to do a bit of Shakespeare on this one. So she says, hi Hogarth, does Israel have compromat on Hakeem Jeffries? I know he accepts money from APAC, Palantir, etc., but he seems extremely compromised. Yeah, I mean, it's just like the guy can't speak straight out of his mouth at the moment. Yeah. Now, what we do know, let's of course do a little on the side here. Now, what we do know is that the more liberal type of Democrats, they're starting to do better, aren't they? They're starting to do better. They're starting to win primaries and all of this hoo-ha. Obviously, Mamdani doing a superb job. All I just say like literally the highest spirits, protect Mamdani. Mamdani, you're doing God's work. Just keep going. That's all you have to do. Keep going, because he's winning hearts and minds, as well as cleaning up the rubbish and all of that stuff. And what I'm going to say to you guys, if you guys are based in New York, oh, you've been blessed. Yeah, you have been blessed to have Mamdani, and you made the right choice. Like they say, what do they say? Vote. What is it? Vote for silly politicians get silly prizes or something. Anyway, so let's have a little look at Hakeem. Yeah, Hakeem. I think the chosen child of Nancy Pelosi, who obviously was very fierce and very effective. Of course, we've still not heard anything from Mitch McConnell. I mean, do you remember, like I said they're just going to go quiet on this guy. They're just going to hope that we're all going to forget that he's either dead or brain dead or what have you. Just absolutely ridiculous. Oh, Melania's shown up as well. Obviously, to drag her out into the public. She hadn't been seen for a month. Probably spending a bit of time, a bit of leisure for entertainment purposes only. Don't blame her. I mean, who's going to sleep with Duck L'Orange? Yeah, unless it's well, Mrs. Harp. But anyway, we'll get onto that in a second. Hakeem. Is there compromise on Hakeem? I'm feeling like there's a yes, but let's just see what the cards have to say. Let me get the. Is there compromise on Hakeem? Is there compromise on Hakeem? Is there compromise on Hakeem? Ace of Pentacles. I mean, that says it all, really, doesn't it? Oh God. Oh, blood. Oh, well. Oh gosh. Oh, this isn't looking so good. Oh, 999 of you right here, right now. Thank you so much. Oh, now it's 1,000 and plus. Thank you so much for joining me. All right, Hakeem. Look, we have to go there. As you know, I say what I see. Yeah. If you're staunch evangelical Democrat and you can't hear any critique about the Dems, then look away now. Yeah. But I think we're all kind of getting the wise on these people. So look, we got the Hanged Man here. He feels strung up. Yeah. Hakeem feels strung up. He has to play this game. Yeah. He has to play this game. If you see, 1 foot here is free. So technically this person could get themselves out of their predicament. Yeah, if he put 1 foot is free, if he pulled up, put the other leg over the top, and then he could untie his other leg and he could be free. So in a way, it's not quite like the 8 of Swords, but it's showing that he's strung up. He at least feels strung up. He's hoisted, yeah. He's attached here to these bars, yeah. You can see he's attached. He could free himself, but he doesn't necessarily want to free himself. I think this is obviously the money, the sponsorship, the lobbying, being in the pocket. We look here, you can see the golden halo, which of course is showing a change of perspective or a different viewpoint. So for Hakeem, this is really quite challenging because he feels strung up. He is strung up and he has a different viewpoint on this. He has to satisfy, yeah, his sponsors and his benefactors. Yeah, he's got a, you know, it's all about the coins. Now look what shows up here. It technically in the obstacle position, Ace of Pentacles. I mean, does the reading even need to go any further? Yeah, it's all about the money, money, money. He has been paid a tremendous amount of money. He tries to make out that he's not been, but let me tell you, there's private accounts, there's PayPal, there's all sorts of ways that people can funnel cash to a person. There's crypto. He could be being paid in Bitcoin for all we know, and other kind of doodads. But either way, he's being paid a tremendous amount to maintain this position, yeah, because he has to defend, as it were, the Democrat position. But is he truly, yeah, what is he attached to? Who is he bound with? And we see here the money. So this is not just APAC, it's all sorts, yeah, it's all sorts. If we look here, oh, seven of Cups, illusions, delusions. He's not sure what choice to make. Yeah, he can see that the more of the left-leaning side of the party is doing well, yeah, in the primaries. Look, he's intelligent, he's not stupid, we know this, but you can see he's not sure what choice to make, and he's also discombobulated. He's struggling to read the room accurately. Now here you can see there's a headdress here for victory, but look, this one's got a dragon, that one's got a ghost, this one's got a snake, that one's got a head floating. Gems are here, yeah, and there's some kind of tower. So you see he's pulled in many different directions. So yeah, absolutely, he's compromised. But it's more to do with the money, yeah, more to do with the money. If we look here, ooh, Ten of Wands, I think this is going to be difficult for him come the midterms. Yeah, it's a lot of work. Ten of Wands can talk about work, effort, even a bit of strife, struggling. Yeah, but what we also understand is that this person is carrying their wands inefficiently. These wands could be bound and then carried, yeah, on the shoulder more efficiently to get this home. So what this tells me is that I don't even think he's formally formulated a winning strategy for the Democrats. I think stuff is just happening to him, yeah? I think he's too discombobulated. I think his donors are upset. Yeah, reading the cards backwards, I think the donors are upset about the change of heart, the change of psyche happening within the Democratic Party. And he's finding it a burden, yeah? Because they're like, you need to go out, you need to say more of it. And he's like, yeah, but I've got to change up. I've got a different perspective now. You know, there's, you know, the far left is, you know, the left of the party is doing better. Look, this is what we gave you your money for. You do what we tell you to do. Yeah. And he's like, oh my God, yeah, strung up. And he's like, oh God, he's like, God, what do I do? What do I do? I don't know what to do. The burden's getting heavier, yeah, because the momentum is building. And then look, oopsie, Ten of Swords. Now, I hope that doesn't mean unaliving, you know, either by his own hand or someone else's, but it is definitely an ending. So what this tells, tens are all about completion of a cycle. So there's something here. Hakeem, I just get the sense I don't think he's going to be around in 2028. These midterms could be proving quite shocking stuff. Does he lose to someone else? Maybe, but he's the... Let me know in the comments, how does it work? How could Hakeem potentially be removed or his tenure ended? Yeah. Do let me know. But that's the cards that I got for him. So is he compromised? Absolutely, of course he is. Absolutely, he's compromised. But he is torn. He's not sure what to do. Yeah, he's discombobulated, and he's trying to please many masters. Heather says Scotland is green. We've had rain and none of the very hot weather. Yeah, of course. Yeah, of course. You guys doing well in Scotland. Yeah, very verdant, very green, and it's obviously much cooler up there because they're that much further north. They've had about 80% of their usual rainfall, so they've done all right. We've had, oh, it's been nothing. We've had a little dribbles of late. Oh, thank you. Magda Star, thank you so much. Oh my gosh, I have to say some more thank yous here. Christy Hoagie, how bad will Medicare be affected? Oh, you sure you want to know? Yeah, all right, I'll pull some cards on it for you. I'll pull some, and thank you for your donation. And then of course here, Magda Star. And who else is this? Oh, thank you as well. So Denise says, once they go in and take Natalie from Trump, how is Trump going to react to this? Are they going to have to definitely remove him from office at that? Yes. So we're going to get on there on the Natalie Harp very soon. And I'm going to show you guys some receipts. Yeah, let me just look. Because I talk so much, my mouth gets dry. Obviously, one-man show. YouTubers out there, you know. Libby and Sheila, you know about this. You need to stay hydrated. But yes, we're definitely gonna get on the Natalie Harp because I think it is very important. All right, so that was Germany, and then we read on God, where was I? It was what did I read on? Oh, there we are. That was Hakeem Jeffries, wasn't it? Hakeem. So let's put here Hakeem compromat. I think that will go in the video description. All right, let's take a look at Pete Hegseth, and then we're going to go on. Then we're going to look at Natalie Harp because I've got some receipts for you. Yeah, I've got some receipts for you. All right, so this is coming from Trina. She says, "Hi Hogarth, how's Hog's Breath's minimizing of service personnel and their health struggles due to basic needs not being met? Remember, they've been physically starved and psychologically tortured on that ship, and lack of military equipment made him target of an unaliving attempt." Oh, Trina, you like to go there, don't you? She goes deep and dark, does Trina. Let's see. And there is 1,100 and 97 of you in the chat or something like that. Thank you so much. Thank you. Hog's Breath, Pete Hegseth. This guy is, they are lunatics. He is something else. He wants to be president, you know. He wants to be president. You remember I said J.D. Vance would be greasing the steps. Yeah, remember I said he'd be greasing the steps to the roof of the White House just in case Grandpa, you know, wanders up there again. You know, the Oompa Loompa, in case he goes up there. Like I said, Dr. Orange, you can't trust these people. Yeah, they want you out, but they're just playing the game. The midterms will probably decide it. So Hegseth wants to be president. Apparently, he's been rumored to saying that. And of course, we all know the other one, the skinhead, the he looks like Gollum. You know. Oh, look at this! Look at us on the base. Eight of Cups. Yeah, someone's walking away. They're going to push Trump out the door. All right, Hegseth. Hegseth. Oh, I need to be showing you the camera, pardon. I'm going to sleep well tonight. After this, I'm just going to throw myself in bed. And for those of you on my YouTube membership, I'm going to be doing a little video for you tomorrow. Yeah, doing a little video for tomorrow. We need to talk about the economy because a lot of stuff that I've been talking about is coming true now. Yeah, we really need to talk about the economy. Let me just turn this here a little bit. Arit Heg's Breath. Oh, look at this. Bloody hell. All right. How interesting. He gets similar cards to Hakeem. All right, here we go. Moon card comes out. He's a lunatic. Yeah, he is crazy for Cocoa Puffs. This guy is an absolute loony bin. Yeah, I've said it, you know, all along. You don't need to be a psychic to know that. But here, this is it. Moon card. He has all sorts of nighttime ravings. He's probably doing his best, to be fair, to try and minimize the, you know, the drinky. He's probably got in a little. He's probably got like whiskey and Coke in a Starbucks cup when he's at work. Yeah, it's probably pulling one of them ones, you know, just to keep himself reasonably stable. But you can see here, look, he's unhinged. He's unstable. This the Moon card can talk about not only secrets, and of course he's got his own secret plans, but it can also talk about emotional instability. On the positive, it can talk about psychic intuition, getting in touch with your emotional self. But most of the time, the Moon is bad news. Yeah, particularly when you're reading on politics. Here you have the domesticated dog, and then you have the wild impulses of the wolf. In my Art Deco deck, the lobster is coming out towards the wolf. And here the challenge of this card is to walk between the pillars of truth. So we know Hegseth cannot walk between the pillars of truth without spontaneously combusting, because he's that evil. If we look here, ooh, sense of loss, sense of betrayal, undoing. This could also be to do with the families. But look, if we see here spilt blood here, we know he likes to spill blood. He does. If he's not starving the US troops on the US Abraham Lincoln ship, yeah, he's blowing up fishermen and all of this kind of stuff. But look, what this shows here, he is deeply unhappy. This guy is deeply unhappy. He has a lot of demons, yeah, and there's a lot of private loss. I think he's lost a lot of people in his private life, and we just don't know about it. Look at this. Same card as Hakeem Jeffries. 10 of Swords. So something is being brought to an end. Now, is it him, or does he want to end someone or something? I think this is what he might be his true feelings towards Duck Orange, to be honest. Yeah, Ducky, if you're watching, you're in danger, girl. Yeah, these people yeah. So look, there's an ending of someone or something, and then look, gets the Six of Wands, which is normally associated with victory. Yeah, riding on horseback, riding into town, you know, this, oh, look at me, blah, blah, blah. I'm going to be the leader and all of this kind of stuff. Yeah, this is how he feels. He wants to get rid of someone. Yeah. And then, but look, oh, it's hard going. Ooh, Mr. Hegseth, be careful what you wish for. It's not going to be easy. It's going to be a lot more hard work. I'm going to read the cards backwards, yeah, because you know I like to do that from time to time. I think I'm the only reader who does read them backwards. I mean, it's completely illogical, isn't it? Who would do it? But, you know, I like to do it. So if we look here, what this shows is he is working very hard towards a potential goal. Yeah. He sees himself as winning potential. Yeah. He wants to try and run for president, I think in 2028 or some BS like that. But in order to do so, he needs to get rid of a few people. He needs to backstab a few people. Yeah. He's got to have a few dead bodies to climb over. But it's not going to lead to the fulfillment, to the wishes that he wants. Yeah. There's the spilt blood here. It's going to be too vicious in some way, but there's still 2 cups standing. But ultimately, he doesn't get there because he's too unhinged. Everyone knows that he's unhinged. And I just feel like his psychological issues will get the better of him. But he's going to try. Let me tell you, he is going to try. I don't think, well, and also as well, the question was about unaliving. Maybe, but I think he's more dangerous to other people rather than the other way around. All right, let's talk about Natalie Harp. Let's bring a few of you in. Oh, do I have another thank you here? Oh, Cassie, thank you so much. Much appreciated. Lovely donation. Hello from Canada and our Commonwealth cousins. Aussie, New Zealand, and GB. Yes, we need to stick together. I would love to go back to Canada. I hear it's a little bit expensive these days, but I would love to go back to Canada. I really would. And there is 1,172 of you here right now. That's fabulous. That's really good. Thank you. I really appreciate that. I hope you guys are enjoying the show and hope you're finding this interesting. All right, so let's might slurp again. Keep the liquid going. Trina and E. Holmes. Trina says, let me click off this. She says, if inner sanctum of felon Trump regime decide to block Natalie Harp and remove her access to him, will she become a threat or carry out harm, etc. to them, the felon? If I can't have him, no one can, she says. Melania and or others in his family. Thank you. Hoga. E. Holmes says, hi, Hoagie. This Natalie character has been by Trump's side for years. Their relationship reminds me of a vampire and his bug eaters servants. Yeah, very good point. There is something very dark and disturbing about how this master/slave connection is coming out at this time. Why? All of a sudden, she's a threat and needs security clearance. What is the real problem? So I'm going to read on those questions. You know, my cards will be an amalgam, but let's look at some receipts. So what I'm going to share with you, I'm going to share with you a reading, because remember, obviously you guys ask questions each week. And I think this was like 14th of August or thereabouts, 14th or 15th of August. And what I've done is I've gone to my video, and it was a couple of Friday fry-ups ago, I think it was. And I've gone to the section of the video where I do this extra card pull on the Natalie Harp kind of thing. I want you to see what I said, and then you see what's come up in the question today. And then I'm going to show you a clip from Brian Taylor Cohen, which basically backs up what I was saying. And also iHip News have been talking about the weirdness of Natalie. So I'm going to share my screen with you. Let's do share screen. In fact, oh, was that an orb? Let me know. Was that an orb or am I imagining things? Right, let me just do share screen. Sound is enabled. Yes. What am I going to? That's it. I'm going to share this so you can see this. This is from my channel. Obviously, this is me backstage. So you see Levitt quits, USS Abraham, Natalie Harp, Trump obsessed, Farage, NetEase, PsyOps, Biden. Yeah. All right. So what I'm going to do is here. I'm going to play this for you, and I'm going to check back any of the queens or female cards, and it's her leaving him. Or if we get obviously male cards that are, you know, Emperor or Hierophant or something that can imply a powerful man, or even the kings, then we'll know who. So who's leaving who? Who's leaving who? Is Duck Larange bored of his little toy, or is she bored with him? Ah. Wow. This is okay. Let me just see if I can just get. Is it Duck Larange that wants to? Is it Duck Larange that wants to move on? Scroll down in the chat. Putting more cards here. Oh yeah, there's abuse of power. Oh, all right, okay. Look, this is very interesting. The situation with Natalie Harp is really quite complicated. If we look here, she's invested a lot in Duck Larange, yeah? 7 of Pentacles, you know, this is my card of ROI. She's looking to get a return on her investment. If we look here, the Devil, she cannot be trusted. She is very invested in, believe it or not, in Trump's demise. Also, as well, this says that she might be a bit psychotic, potentially even drug addicted. Well, I'm not getting that much of that. I think it's more this unhealthy, unsavory attachment that she has. I don't know if she's got daddy issues or something like that, but it's kind of almost perverse. Yeah, maybe even. Remember that I said I don't know if she's got maybe daddy issues. Remember that? Yeah, this was 2 weeks ago. Yeah, 2 weeks ago. Anyway, for Duck Larange, you might be like, ooh. And then look again, the card 5 of Cups here, loss, sadness. Yeah. Here we got the Page of Pentacles. There could be a press release. You see, I said Page of Pentacles. I think I meant to say Page of Swords. There could be a press release. That's what I said. Just you wait until I play you the clips. Honestly. Oh. And then the 5 of Pentacles, which you know can talk about battlefields, abuse of power, or the fight not being worth it. Yeah, the fight not being worth it. And then we've got the 8 of Swords here, feeling like a hostage to fortune and stuff like that. I think looking at that, it could be that maybe Duck Larange may distance himself from her. However, I think he needs to watch out. She's cray for Cocoa Puffs, you know. Like this can talk about like bipolar, psychotic, psychopathic. She has a very unhealthy attachment to Duck Larange, and it might even be a bit or he has a very unsavory attachment to her. Either way, it's not kosher at all. Right. So I'll stop the share there. So you can see that that's what I said. Yeah. Now I'm going to show you some receipts. Yeah. Not my words. I'm going to play you a clip from Brian Taylor Cohen. What's this here? What's this? Someone saying, I will not be ignored. Yeah, that's I think she's speaking in the voice of Natalie. And then Silmara says, I love your show. Oh, thank you. Thank you. Thank you for being here with me. And then Mulia friend said, wait till he dumps her, psychopath stalker. Yeah. Now let's show you. I'm going to show you some receipts. They're not, well, I've shown you my receipts. Let's show you what has transpired. Yeah. So this story came out today. Remember that reading I did was I think it was about 2 weeks ago. I think it was 14th of August. Yeah. So it must have been 2 Fridays ago. Anyway, let me share screen and then you can see for yourself. Breaking bombshell. Now, of course, iHip News have been kind of digging their boots in as well. So I'm going to play you this. Yeah. So you know this guy, Brian Taylor Cohen. Very, very successful YouTube. He's in the millions, bless him.
I think everybody would agree. If an Obama aide wrote a letter like that to Barack Obama, I think you're right.
Wrong. Let me rewind. Where's the bit where he's showing the letter? Here we are. I'm going to let him he just reads out the letters. There could be an advert, guys. Apologies if there is. We'll just have to skip it. And I'm just going to let, here we're going to hear Natalie in her own words. Oh, bloody hell. This is quite a long segment here. All right. Bear with me. Oh, come on. How long is this bloody segment? Jesus. Freaking hell. Oh my God. All right, 1 minute. All right, this is going to take a little while. Here we go.
So here's the first one. Quote, I'm sorry, I thought I was the only one left behind last night and had no idea Margot's car was also pulled over and sent back to the airport. Since I was alone in the van outside customs without my passport, I panicked and should have just called Secret Service instead of you. I'm also sorry if I was an embarrassment walking the course in Scotland. The first day I was told there were no carts and people walked, which is why I walked. The second day I was specifically asked by, I forget who his name was, but one of the main people who worked there if I could continue walking and tell any other girls who would head out there to do the same to spare the course any more carts. If there is anything else I have done to cause you trouble, please forgive me. I know that some people have said I haven't been texting them back. and there have been some international cell issues. John was having technical issues on the plane too, so asked me to help him out. I want things to always be right between us. I also know I've been distracted all week, forgetting to eat throughout the days and even forgetting to sleep and only catching a couple hours at a time. I haven't been myself, dwelling on the past and the pain of losing my dad, and I started letting the remarks of people who haven't bothered me before get to me.
Yeah,
not because I care what others think, but because I see myself being low.
Do you remember I said maybe she's got daddy issues? Do you remember? This is before this letter came out. I was just psychically getting that. And she said, what's it? I started letting remark, what's it? I haven't been myself, dwelling on the past and the pain of losing my dad. I don't know if you can see the cursor, but there it is. Anyway, let's continue.
In your eyes and good opinion. This is the fear, you see, because I never want to bring you anything but joy. I'm sorry I lost my focus. You are all that matters to me. I don't want to ever let you down. Thank you for being my guardian and protector in this life. That's what I wanted to use this card for when you saw me at the cash register, but once again did what you didn't have to do and gifted me with mementos of this trip of a lifetime.
What a ass licker. That's what a sycophant. Do you remember it's a sycophantic? Anyway, let's carry on.
A coming of age. I will return a better person. I have to sign off now as the cars are leaving. See you soon. With all my heart, Natalie. And the next letter. Dear Mr. President, now this is the note I wanted to write, but the apology needed to come first. I have learned so much about myself on this trip. I always knew coming home to my roots would be enlightening.
So she's desperate, thirsty for Papa's attention. Oh my God.
But I had no idea how much. For the first time in I don't know how long, you forced me to unplug. We could be out on the course with no machines and even forget what time it is. I didn't have to be human printer. I could take time to enjoy good conversation and still get all my work done at the end of the day. In fact, I even had time to take long morning and evening walks to enjoy each sunrise and sunset, though I did forget to eat and sleep. With so much thinking time, I confess it did have a slightly negative effect.
So she's not eating or sleeping. I forgot to eat and sleep. Yeah, she's bonkers.
At times that I know you picked up on, but the end result, I believe, will be worth it. I had no idea how rapidly I was approaching burnout and starting to envy those whose only job seems to be to try and talk with you and look pretty. I want that job. So many times I'm just trying to stay afloat with all that's coming in for you. I look like a hunchback who didn't have time to freshen up. At least you know what I should look like. Plus, I miss the days when you used to call during my talk show days and we'd talk about everything and nothing. I want to get back to that synergy. We shouldn't have to talk about work all the time.
So she's describing herself as like an unkempt hunchback. So she obviously has quite a distorted self-image of herself, or she's trying to placate herself to make herself seem, I'm not worthy of your love, master. Yeah. Oh my God.
I've always felt like an in-betweener, somewhere between staff and those you enjoy talking to on a plane or at dinner, because that's who I used to be when I was a talk show host, as much as I hated that actual job. I wish I could hear every conversation because that's when you're having a good time, getting away from it all, at least for a few moments. But after going through all this self-analysis, my conclusion, I need to reunite my past self with my current into a better version who will make you proud. And please, when I fail, will you tell me? You have the absolute right to cuss me out if need be when I deserve it, because no one knows or cares about me more. Thank you for always being there for me. I'll never forget when you made that promise to me after losing my dad, and I know how happy he is right now.
So you see, she mentions the dad again. Daddy issues.
That I did get to go to Scotland and Ireland as he always wanted for me. To modify a classic, I could not have parted with you to anyone less worthy. And I will add, it is I who is unworthy. Always Natalie. P.S. My hands looked worse in Scotland and Ireland because the cold turns the old scars purple. Still on the road to recovery.
Oh, now. Anyway, so I think that obviously makes it clear enough, doesn't it? And what Brian Taylor Cohen went on to say is that she has a very unhealthy attachment, which is what I was saying. Let me just let this play out a little bit in the background. 1 minute. I'll just skip the advert and then he'll get back to those bits and bobs, which just basically backs up. He basically uses the same words. So let me just play a little bit more, and then we'll read cards, and then I'll make a little announcement. Share screen. We're going back just to get the little bit of Brian's feedback.
First of all, I'm not looking to take cheap shots here. It seems like Natalie has what I can fairly describe as an unhealthy relationship with Donald Trump. In any professional setting, those letters would not be what I would describe as appropriate. I think everybody would agree. If an Obama aide wrote a letter like that to Barack Obama, I think the right would say the exact same thing. This is not to embarrass Natalie Harp. She's entitled to her feelings, and clearly she has some, but it doesn't change the fact that the letters convey a relationship that goes beyond anything that most people would consider normal. Second, it's worth reiterating that she did not have a security clearance for a year. Again, according to MS Now, President Donald Trump's closest aide, Natalie Harp, declined multiple times over more than a year to seek a routine security clearance normally obtained by West Wing staffers to work at the White House, according to two people familiar with the matter. Both people said Harp's reasoning for declining to complete the process was unknown.
Right. So I think that just makes the point. What is it that she knows? Yeah. Anyway, the card that came out fell out of the deck. Look, Tower card. This is her Tower moment. Yeah, I think it's all just unraveling. So let's just pull. Yeah, let's just pull on Natalie Harp and see what's going on. And then I've got a little announcement to make. Oh my God, the cards are just. There was an element here where she's doing it for money, you know. This is performative. This is performative. You can't trust the devil card when it comes out. Anyway, so let's have a look. And I get the sense maybe Duck Larange is beginning to sense that. And this is why she's writing these obsequious letters to him. Natalie Harp. What's going on with her? Natalie Harp. Miss Harp, what are you up to? What are you up to? And there is 2,213 of you here right now with me. So thank you so much. If you've not done so already as well, please be sure to like and subscribe and share. Thank you. Let's take a look. Oh. You guys see how much I shuffled the cards, and look who's back. Anyway, look, she's feeling what? Out in the cold, ostracized. She is worried about losing her connection to Duck Larange. Yeah, she's worried that she's no longer going to be in the favored circle, in the inner sanctum. Yeah, you can see here as well, the guy here is limping. It can deal with poverty. She's probably super rich, just like everybody else. But this can also be what? Feeling out in the cold, not feeling. She feels like the tone and the temperature of the relationship between her and Duck Larange has changed. Hence the letters. She fears this, being ostracized, being out in the cold. I think also as well, there are people that don't like her and her unhealthy attachment. Yeah. We look here, same as Pete Hegseth, personal loss, yeah, loss. This could also do with grief. I think she's still very much grieving for her father. Clearly, she's mentioned her father twice in those letters. So there is an element here. And again, I'm not going to mock anyone who's having grief. My God, haven't we had a lot of losses recently? But so there is an element there of grief and loss, which is also fueling this rather unhealthy attachment. Who is she fixated on? Look, the Emperor. Yeah, this is Duck Larange. Daddy, I love you. Yeah, this is it. She's put him on a pedestal. She sees him as a king, as an emperor. Yeah, but look, like Pete Hegseth as well. Ooh, not so easy for Natalie right now. She's having to lift a lot heavy burdens, but there is an element here. Look, she gets the 9 of Cups, which is a card of wish fulfillment. So I think even if Duck Larange gives her the flick, he may pay her off if that is the case. Part of it, he may give her some financial security. That's how I'm seeing it there. Right, I'm going to stop there. I just want to say as well, before I end the show, I want to say a huge thank you to all of my new Patreon members. As you guys know, I did a video there where I went there, yeah, with the situation with Dianne. I was feeling her energy around me so strong, and I just had to do it. And once I'd done it, I felt better, and I could feel this release, yeah, this release from Dianne. And it's, you know, it's so funny because, you know, when you don't see people for a long time, and, you know, because like we used to collaborate together a lot, and then we just kind of like just drifted apart, you know, and then they pass, and then you realize how much of a connection you had with that person. Do you know what I mean? Even though you've not seen them for years. Yeah. And it's just been, oh, these eclipses, man, have been very difficult. Let's just put it this way, very difficult. And I knew that they were going to affect me in some kind of way because they're happening in my first house. Yeah. But anyway, so I'm going to share here. Let me just do share screen. And then, so here, so it's going to be linked below. Oh gosh, I hope I put the link in there. But this is, just to make sure that this is showing, displaying. Yeah, it is. So this, of course, is my Patreon page. Here's my video, Dianne, what really happened to Dianne. I speak about that there. And then if I just share screen, I think it's this one. So this is the video. And thank you as well for all of the comments as well. People, you can see people giving their feedback. And then Catherine says, I thank you for posting this, Hogarth, as painful as it was. You know, she's not watched all the video, but she's gonna get back to it. Wow, Hogarth, how interesting. How all the pieces of your reading fit together 5 years later. I appreciate you taking the time and energy to put this painful video together for Dianne and her viewers. So, you know, and then someone put here, this is so heartbreaking to watch, and knowing she showed up online smiling and encouraging others while going through something utterly painful. Hugs to you, and thank you for sharing this. So you know, it's there. I had to, obviously I had to put it behind a paywall because I don't trust YouTube, and a lot of people are not trusting YouTube anymore. Membership is $5. It's a coffee for a month. I worked out it's about 16 cents per day. So, you know, I'm not here just to absolutely kind of rinse it out. But if you guys, many of you have seen that video, if you want to see that video, you know where to click. I'll link it in the video description now. I think I forgot. It's on my Wednesday video. If you click on my Hogely video, it's also linked there. My next video is going to be Erica Kirk. Yeah. That was my intention, was to do an Erica Kirk or Elon Musk video. I wasn't expecting Dianne to be my first video, but life, circumstances, but I'm glad I done it, and I had to do it and get some stuff off my chest, and it's been very well received. So again, thank you to all the new Patreons, those who are of you on my YouTube membership. Obviously I need to go to bed. I don't think I can do it now, but maybe in the morning. We need to talk about the economy, so we're going to have a chat about that. I'm going to do a little video for you guys. Right, thank you so much everyone for supporting me, being here. Many of you are here in the chat, well over 1,200 of you, so I really appreciate that. Thank you so much for all the likes and subscribes. Like, share, subscribe, all that jazz, you know the routine. And thank you. This has been very challenging. We've got the lunar eclipses coming up. I think it's on the 27th through to the 28th of August. Let's hope it's not so crazy as the solar ones have been. All right, big love everyone, and I'll see you guys on Wednesday. Yeah, see you soon. All right, bye-bye for now, and hellos again as well to Sheila and Libby. Great having you in the chat. All right, bye-bye for now. Cheers.